Okay, so as you know, I've talked a lot about the creative process, and I think a key piece of that is, seeking peer or instructor support. Just that when you've reached that block and you've tried whatever your devices are to move through the block, ask for help. Ask someone for help, and that's what I'm doing here with my friend, artist Anna Hepler. And we're just going to take a look here at a project that I've been working on for about 3 years, but I haven't really started it in a way. So I'm just hoping for a little feedback. So this is Provincetown, Massachusetts, the tip of Cape Cod. And one of my favorite things in the world to do is to go sailing. And for a few summers, I was able to go out to Provincetown and sail right in this harbor by this lighthouse at the point of this beach. So this is what it looks like from the sky.
Wow. Wow.
Just beautiful. And you can sail out and, pull your boat up on the beach.
Oh my God. That's
Uh,
incredible.
and so I really wanted to do something, with the sailboat going by the lighthouse. Here's Edward Hopper, he painted in Provincetown. And this is actually the boat that I sailed in, the Rhodes 19. And so it's an incredible spot, and there's seals, which makes it kind of exciting as well. So this is my initial plan. Maybe on the right you can see it says 4x6, the idea of 3 different blocks. So I could do at least 3 different colors with a block print.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And on the left I say, can I emulate Feininger, meaning Lionel Feininger, are you familiar with his work?
No.
He is amazing. So you can see sort of his iterations, but on the right-hand side, he does these incredible multiple plane views of common objects, like churches. Yeah. This is a windmill, mill in autumn. And just looking at this image is what set me off on my whole multiple exposure journey, trying to photographically create something like this. But these are a couple of his Comet Sea series. So on the right, you can see the sailboats, and on the left, it's a little bit more abstract.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking, I just love his work. So, sort of did some drawings. And here kind of had a pretty clear plan. Like white paper showing through, blue sky, what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
That was 3 years ago when I had this. I had the blocks, I bought the ink, paper, and, just did a few more, like the buoy explorations. Just wondering with those little grommets on a sail, whether there's a way of making it a little more abstract or less kind of linear or something like that. And then sort of nothing really until we met 6 weeks ago or whenever it was. And I have an exhibition catalog from a retrospective of Feininger, and I just started looking through his paintings, especially related to boats, and found that he knows a lot about boats. It wasn't just that he painted them.
So cool.
And I just think these are unbelievable. And here he is with his son, Lux Feininger, who's also a painter. It sort of looks like Central Park, maybe, who knows? I don't know where it is. But he knew a lot about boats, and this is just one of my favorites right here.
Oh, so good.
And so I think the next morning after we met, this is a slight digression. This is Hitler looking at some of Feininger's work. And he classified Feininger as a degenerate artist. And they actually had this show of degenerate art to show what was really bad.
Yes, and it's like all the best people.
Right. And they sold some of it too. but I didn't know it. I was looking it up that Hitler was a painter,
Oh, yeah.
and
He was
twice,
an aspiring artist. He wanted to go to art school.
and was rejected
Yes, people
twice.
really think that might have been the moment where things started to go wrong. Oh, no, right?
But this was this is an example of the degenerate art that was part of the exhibition.
Wow.
So anyway, slight digression, but just that photo of Hitler looking at art. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just interesting if you think of today's climate of a president looking at art. And I don't know, it just seems a little different. But the next morning, I saw this sail-like shape of sun coming in my window
Amazing.
because I was thinking about sails, and
Yeah.
then later in the day, it was on the floor,
Yeah.
and there it
Ooh,
is coming through the dirty window.
that is a Feininger, right? That is too.
And this, and then I slightly changed my viewpoint. So
Oh,
I was just seeing this everywhere.
oh my God. I love it.
And this was kind of reflected off the sink, you know.
Yeah.
Um, and then I remembered the quarter that has the sailing ships on it.
Yeah.
Um, you know, even outside, this little wisp of light coming through that, you know, a minute later was gone. Uh,
Yes.
and then I happened to be looking something up in the dictionary and found this octen, which is a constellation. Um, so I was sort of on this roll of this idea of masts and sails. So I
Yeah.
remember you talking about, well, what about shapes? Can you just do something with shapes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Found this on Spotify. This is the Decemberists that had a sailing boat on it. Just these shapes were appearing for me. So I tried to do some more sketching of sails and sailboats and sort of what are the elemental pieces. Um, and on my door, there was this shape. And so I printed a picture of it and then drew the boat around the mast and the sail
I love that.
that was on. But if you look on the bottom, there's a very spare sort of sail and line. And I realized I'm
Yeah.
just totally copying Feininger. That's exactly like that, the Comet C one. So I thought, okay, yes, like on the lower left
Oh,
there.
yeah. Yeah.
Um, so I thought, well, how can I get beyond just copying? And I sort of like the charcoal ones on the right, a little more freer, maybe,
Yeah.
and just trying different things. So I thought of your idea of shapes, of just
Yeah.
thinking about shapes. Um, and this is something I'd done 3 years ago, around when I was first thinking of this project, but sort of seemed to tie in with the shape idea.
Yeah.
Um, and then more little sketching, and a friend of mine was talking about, you know, when you look at a swan, it looks calm on the surface, but then its feet are like, you know.
It's hilarious. Yeah.
and and so I just drew that, but then I drew this one where it's just like a quick thing, like what,
Yeah, that's so nice.
you know, the essence of swan.
Right.
Um, so I thought, what's the essence of boat? Um, so I did this all last night, sort of getting ready for our meeting, and then uh, just before I went to bed, I sometimes journal a little bit, and I did this one with just kind of the shapes.
Yeah.
And so that brings us up to the moment right now. And I'm trying to get,
Well, that is so cool, John. I love looking at everything, and it just hits me like several times through that presentation that what I feel you should do is keep taking these photographs, print them out, and start making collages out of them.
hmm,
Because it's like you're finding such beautiful moments. I think if you take the control onto the desk with a pencil and, you know, a carving tool and try to make a print, I think it's going to go in a different direction. But your photographs capture exactly that kind of atmospheric magic that
uh,
you love in in that work. And
Right.
so it seems like if you can actually physically cut and paste together landscape out of these photographic interpretations,
Uh-huh.
maybe there would be line in there in
Right.
the end, interposed on top, but it just seems like a no-brainer
Huh.
because you're seeing this stuff everywhere and you're capturing it already.
Right.
You're just like one printer away from having like this stack of material to kind of go through and like reinvestigate and combine.
You know, that it just cracks me up so much. I was so stuck in this idea. It's a
Yeah.
block print. This is a block print
Yeah.
project,
Yeah.
and I couldn't get out of it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Huh.
And
Yeah,
you probably have, I mean, here I am talking in this like really analog way, like print out the pictures and then recombine them with glue and scissors because
right,
that's what I would do. But like you probably are uniquely capable of doing all kinds of just in the digital interface, cutting and pasting and recombining or
right.
layering or whatever you can do.
Yeah, but I, I mean that's an idea too. But I love the tactile,
Yeah.
putting things together, and
Yeah, there's something very nice and blunt about it.
yeah,
And the edges of the physical materials layered can be really nice. Even if you scan it again so that it exists digitally,
right.
that is something I think really nice.
Huh.
But I just find what your eye picks up in your environments, and this is why I'm so delighted to see you back on Instagram. Not that I'm checking very often these days, but it's like I love to see that a kind of unique ability of yours in all of those pictures you were just showing me. It's like all there exactly transposed from those paintings onto the wall, like you made that connection so clear.
Right. Huh.
And so just it's like a scavenger hunt to find the elements for the picture that's all going to come together, or like a whole series maybe that's all going to come together. But that's, I don't know, that seems to be my overwhelming thought,
Uh-huh.
seeing all that.
Well, thanks. I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
anytime.